Hi there, I'm Stephen Harrison and this is Christ College, Cambridge. Alright, so I'm going to give you a very quick tour of Christ. We're standing now in the main entranceway, which is on St Andrew Street. Behind me is the Porter's Lodge. This is where the tour starts. Hi there. This is a friendly porter. The porters are the guys who are here 24/7. They're the guys who, when you lock yourself out of your room in just a towel when you've been in the shower, they're the guys who give you a spare key. They're also always on hand if there's any problems, if things break, if there's any trouble, or just if you want to chat, if you want to get the latest college gossip, the porters are your man. If you follow me around here, these are your pigeonholes. This is where all of your mail comes. Right, so I'm standing with my back to First Court. First Court is the oldest part of college. It's been here for over 500 years now. Let's go and have a look at what it's got. This is the entranceway to the library. We'll go and have a look there in a minute, but first, if you look here on this nameplate, as you can see, this staircase was once home to a very special Christ student. Charles Darwin was a student here a long time ago now. He's one of just a number of famous alumni, along with John Milton and perhaps most famously of all, Sacha Baron Cohen of Ali G and Borat fame. Alright, so this is the college library. I'm using hushed tones because it is a library and I don't want to get kind of shot by some angry person who's trying to work. As you can see, there's lots of spaces that you can work and there's plenty of books. There's also another couple of levels. In terms of the books, it's a really well equipped library. All the standard textbooks that people need are here, and it's open 24 hours a day, so you can get in and do work whenever you want, which is great if you're doing an art subject like me, so you can kind of work really flexibly. So sometimes I'll play sport during the day and maybe go out at night clubbing or whatever to one of the pubs, and then I'll come back and do a little bit of work afterwards before I go to bed. In terms of the library situation, if the library here doesn't actually have the book that you want, the faculty library will, or there's always the UL, which is one of the copyright libraries in Britain, so that's got a copy of every book published in Britain every year. There's also a couple of computers in here, and you can get onto the internet if you've got wireless on a laptop, so it's very easy to get online, and you can print from here as well. So if you don't want to go to the computer room, which I'll show you later on, then there's that facility here. Okay, so this is the college bar. This is the most important place in college. This is where the vast majority of socialising happens. A lot of people do come in here. See, we've got a couple of fellas in getting a drink in now. There's a lot going on in the bar, like I say. We quite often get a busy crowd before things like formal on a Friday and a Saturday night. We've also got a television and a dart here on the far end. So you see people sitting watching telly quite a lot, and sometimes just sitting having a game of darts or whatever. I've come out of the bar and into Formal Hall. Formal Hall is basically the great hall that you see in films like Harry Potter, and there's something a little awe-inspiring about coming and having your tea in here, looking at the high ceiling, the wood panelling, or the famous pictures of like alumni like Milton or our founder Lady Margaret Beaufort. It's actually not as scary as the title formal suggests. Basically, the guys need to wear a suit and the girls something smart, so that's usually a dress. You don't have to wear a gown, but you can if you want, and it can be a really good night if you come in here. It costs just over £4 for a 3-course meal, which is served, and it's a really good location for birthdays. You can get about 80 of your mates in and have a good night. It's also a good place to bring your parents if they come down and visit, and grandmas love it. The other thing we're having here are things that we call formal swaps. So in every year, the lads and girls from form a social society, and they swap with societies from other colleges. So for instance, the first year boys here might go to Emmanuel to meet the first year girls there. These swaps are really good fun, and they're a great way to get to know people from other colleges, and usually they end up sort of going to one of the clubs afterwards. Sometimes instead of coming to formal, the swaps are themed and take place in local restaurants. For instance, like a couple of weeks ago, the girls in my year went on a caveman themed swap at a local Indian. Alright, so we're now in second court. Behind me is Upper Hall. That's where we normally eat all our meals. We're about to go and have a look in there. And over to my right is the Fellows Building and the Fellows Garden, which we'll have a look at in a second. Okay, this is Upper Hall. This is where we come and eat. And it's open for lunch, it's open for breakfast, it's open for dinner. I'm not going to lie, the food itself is not gourmet, but it's pretty good. I get away with it, I enjoy it, and most people come and eat here. The way it works is at the start of your first term, you put £275 on your bill. That's the average amount of money that a Christ student spends over the course of a term on food. And you can also give that in the bar. What happens is you get this card with a nice little photo of yourself that you send in, and that pays for your lunch and for your dinner and things like that, all your food and your drink in the bar as well. So you just swipe it and it goes place for the whole term. Okay, so this is the Fellows Garden. As you can see, it's a beautiful place right in the middle of Cambridge. It's an excellent place to come and work in the summer term particularly, but it's open throughout the year, so if you want a few moments of tranquility, you can come away and relax a little bit in here. It's also the place where we have what we call May balls. They're the parties that go on from 9 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning. They're a fantastic event. It's a chance for the girls to get a nice dress on, get themselves dolled up, and the boys to kind of make a little bit of an effort and put on a suit and a black tie. It costs about £100 for a ticket, which sounds like quite a lot, but for what you get it's great value because it's all you can eat and it's all you can drink, and there's a load of good entertainment as well. So last year we had Boy Kill Boy, a band, play, and also giant scale electrics, a bucking bronco, things like that. And the food's not just any old food, it's kind of ostrich burgers and things like that, kangaroo sausages, stuff you'd never expect to eat. So they're a fantastic night and really good fun. We also get garden parties during May week, which is the week after exam term. My cameraman's just fallen over, but we'll keep on going. Yeah, and they're good fun. Again, they're just a little bit of relaxation. Okay, so we've come out of the Fellows Garden and we've walked through into third court. All of the buildings behind me are accommodation, and we get a real mix of first year, second year and third year living here. We're going to go and have a look now at one of the rooms. Okay, so we're going to go and have a look at Hannah's room. She's a third year.
Hello, would you like to come in? Have a seat.
Right, Hannah. You live in a corridor, yeah? How many people do you sort of share a corridor with?
There's 8 of us in the corridor, and we share a bathroom at the end and a kitchen.
So how many toilets and showers and that kind of thing do you have?
And we have 2 toilets, 2 showers and a bath. It's quite a big bath.
Is it easy sharing with that many people? Is it working right? You don't have to queue for showers or things, is it alright?
No, it always works out fine. There's like 4 sinks, so everyone can like push the teeth, wash at the same time, and yeah, it works out fine. Mainly girls, because we choose where we live in our third year, so we've chosen to live.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you choose to live. How does that work with picking rooms and things like that?
There's a ballot system, so at the end of your first year, everyone goes on a ballot, and it's like drawing names out of a hat. And then the ballot gets reversed for your third year, so if you have a rubbish room in second year, you're supposed to have a good room in third year.
So it's just a case of whoever's first out the hat gets first choice of room, and whoever's at the bottom gets that. And there's also the thing where if you get it first, you automatically get choice of a better room. So there's a little bit of an incentive to get it first there. Okay, so we've come out of Hannah's room in third court and we're about to go through and have a look at what we call new court now. Okay, so behind me is this new court. As you can see, it's a monument to the beauty of the 1960s and 70s. This is all mainly accommodation, particularly for first years. Before we go and have a look at the rooms though, we're going to go and have a look at a couple of the important facilities that students use in new court.